Long before DNA was discovered, a quiet monk named Gregor Mendel worked in his monastery garden in the 1800s. Mendel was curious. He wondered why children sometimes look like their parents, and sometimes don't. Using only his garden, sharp mind, and patience, Mendel began to investigate. He noticed patterns. Some traits disappeared in one generation, only to reappear in the next. Mendel chose pea plants for their clear traits, purple or white flowers, round or wrinkled peas. He grew thousands of plants, carefully tracking how traits were passed down. Mendel's work laid the foundation for genetics, though it was ignored in his lifetime. He saw that traits could skip generations, hinting at hidden rules. Mendel became the father of genetics, showing that life's secrets are passed down in predictable ways. His humble garden experiments would change science forever. The quiet revolution started in a monastery garden, but its impact echoes through science to this day. The garden pea, Pisum sativum, was Mendel's perfect subject. Pea plants are easy to grow, quick to reproduce, and have traits that appear in two distinct forms, no in-betweens. Purple or white flowers, yellow or green seeds, these clear differences made tracking traits simple. Pea flowers usually self-pollinate, letting Mendel create true breeding lines. Plants that always produced the same trait. This control was crucial. Mendel could be sure of his starting point, but he could also cross-pollinate, using a brush to transfer pollen between plants. By removing the male parts from one flower and dusting it with pollen from another, Mendel controlled every cross. Over 8 years, he grew and tracked nearly 30,000 plants. He kept meticulous records, counting every offspring and noting every trait. Mendel wasn't just a gardener, he was a data scientist, asking nature-specific questions and recording the answers in numbers. The humble pea plant became his key to unlocking the secrets of heredity. Mendel's hands-on experiments and rigorous counting set his work apart. He showed that science could be precise, even in a garden. By focusing on clear traits and careful crosses, Mendel revealed the hidden rules of inheritance. His approach was revolutionary, simple but powerful. The pea plant, in Mendel's hands, became the foundation of modern genetics. His experiments proved that even the simplest organisms can reveal profound truths. Mendel's unlikely heroism changed the course of science forever. Mendel's experiments led to a new way of thinking about heredity. He proposed that traits are controlled by factors, what we now call genes. Each organism inherits 2 factors for each trait, one from each parent. These factors can come in different versions, or alleles. The combination of alleles is called the genotype. What we see, the trait itself, is the phenotype. Mendel discovered that when a plant has 2 different alleles, one can mask the other. The expressed allele is dominant, the hidden one is recessive. For peas, purple flowers are dominant, white are recessive. Only plants with 2 white alleles show white flowers. Mendel's definitions, gene, allele, genotype, phenotype, dominant, recessive, gave science a new language. He connected the invisible genetic code to the visible traits. This simple framework allowed scientists to predict inheritance with accuracy. Mendel's insights created the vocabulary for a new field, genetics. Mendel's Law of Segregation explains why traits can skip a generation. He crossed true breeding purple, PP, and white PP plants. All offspring were purple, PP. The white trait seemed to vanish, but it was hidden. When these hybrids self-pollinated, white flowers reappeared in the next generation. Mendel found a consistent 3:1 ratio, 3 purple to 1 white. He realized that alleles separate during reproduction, so each parent gives only one allele to its offspring. This segregation explains how traits can hide and then reappear. Mendel's simple experiments revealed a predictable mathematical pattern. The Punnett square visualizes these combinations, showing how genotypes and phenotypes are inherited. Mendel proved that inheritance follows clear mathematical rules. Mendel wondered what happened when he tracked 2 traits at once. He crossed plants with round yellow seeds and wrinkled green seeds. The first generation all had round yellow seeds, but the next generation showed new combinations, round green and wrinkled yellow. Traits were inherited independently. Getting one trait didn't affect the other. This led to Mendel's Law of Independent Assortment. Alleles for different genes are passed on separately. He found a 9:3:1 ratio among the 4 possible combinations. This genetic lottery explained the variety in nature. Traits are shuffled and dealt out in endless combinations. Mendel's experiments proved that inheritance is not just predictable, but also endlessly diverse. His laws revealed the true complexity behind the diversity of life. Mendel published his findings in 1866, but the world ignored them for decades. He died without knowing the impact of his discoveries. Around 1900, 3 scientists independently rediscovered Mendel's work and recognized its importance. Mendel's laws became the foundation of modern genetics. His principles provided the missing link for Darwin's theory of evolution, showing how traits are preserved and passed down. Genetics and evolution were finally united. Today, Mendel's laws are taught everywhere and guide research in medicine and agriculture. His insights help us predict genetic diseases and breed better crops. Mendel's work transformed biology, from the doctor's office to the farmer's field. The simple experiments in a monastery garden continue to shape our world. Mendel's legacy is the cornerstone of genetics. His quiet revolution changed science and our lives forever. Mendel's story proves that great discoveries can come from unexpected places. With simple tools and a sharp mind, he uncovered the rules of heredity. His laws of segregation and independent assortment are as fundamental to biology as Newton's laws are to physics. Mendel's work turned heredity from a mystery into a science. Today, genetics is more complex, but every discovery builds on his foundation. Every geneticist stands on Mendel's shoulders. He showed that life's instructions are passed down in digital packets, genes. This idea underpins everything from DNA research to genetic engineering. Mendel's curiosity about pea plants blossomed into a science that shapes our future. The legacy of the monk in the garden continues to bear fruit, changing the world in ways he never imagined.